Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle of wine and an old dirt road, and you're ready to go if you want to. Hey, thanks everybody for joining us today. Live Music Nation podcast, special Spring Festival edition. Today, we are with Kris, and Kris is with Clearwater, City of Clearwater, and a division there that they produce, Clearwater Sea Fest. Am I saying that right? Seablues?
The Seablues Festival. Yeah,
Seablues
moniker.
Festival. There you go.
Yeah.
Can't even read my own writing. It's pathetic. Kris, thanks for joining us. Give us a little background on you. Where'd you grow up, and talk a little bit about your family and career.
Great. Thank you for the opportunity to be on here. I look forward to meeting with you today. Yeah, so I grew up in Charlotte County, Florida, so a little bit further south of Clearwater, in a small town there. And upon leaving high school there, went and spent some time up at Florida State, and have been in Florida ever since. Graduated from Florida Gulf Coast University, and immediately started upon graduating college with an internship with the Minnesota Twins and Fort Myers Miracle minor league baseball team, and was able to be there about 15 years, doing everything from the first job I had was unpaid, which aren't those always the best, right? And an unpaid job of cleaning concession stands, which is, as glamorous as it sounds. So I did that for a short time. That turned into a job. 15 years later, I left that organization and went to work for the Pittsburgh Pirates for a few years as we renovated and launched the new McKechnie Field, which was a 90-year-old stadium that was renovated. So I got to be a part of that project. And then about 10 years ago, now moved up to Clearwater, where I'm in the Parks and Recreation department. I'm a senior manager in the department and oversee some of our downtown park systems. So everything from the landscaping and maintenance. Also oversee our special events division, which is all over the city, includes events that we produce ourselves, events that we permit others to do in our city. And so I get to work with a wide variety of people, and really it's a different experience every day.
No, that's good. That's good. All right, let's jump into Seablues. Let's start with the when and the where.
Yeah, so when is this coming year in 2024 is on the 24th and 25th of February.
Okay.
It's strategically kind of lived in that window over the years. So this it was established in 2007, and thanks to COVID, we can't say it's the annual event anymore. We have to say when it was established because we missed a couple of years there. But it's been around for a while. Lives at the end of that February time period because the blues music is seen as very popular in the Midwest and then the Northeast, and it's not very nice there in February, and it's a lot nicer here in Clearwater. So it's been a real tourism driver for us to have a festival like this that brings people out of the cold and into beautiful Clearwater, Florida at the end of February.
All right, perfect. All right, now listen, three questions that really help our listener um, embody the experience that is this festival. So, three questions: what does it look like? What does it smell like? Meaning food. And
Hmm.
three, what does it sound like? Let's talk about the music. Let's go back to number one. What does it look like?
Yeah, so a really exciting part of this year is it's going to have a little bit of a different look than it's had before. The Clearwater just finished an $84 million renovation of our downtown waterfront park. And so historically, the view was always beautiful. It's on the waterfront. So your backdrop is Clearwater Bay. We have mobile stages and just a lot of movement of crowd. So it's a free event, and
Okay.
so the nice thing we like with that is we're exposing people that aren't just the blues music fans. It's people that just want to be outside and enjoy a live event. So there's a lot of people moving. It's getting up, putting blankets down. We have, beer garden areas set up where people can go and have a craft beer, throw cornhole. Even if you don't like the music going on, there's people there enjoying the environment of the outdoor waterfront park. Now what we have is a giant playground, a splash pad, like all these amenities added into that experience. So it's going to be even better for those coming out to just first enjoy the park and then listen to some good music. The smell question I love because that is like the most underrated part of events and outdoor events specifically. And the when you say the smell of seafood, it doesn't really give always the right thought, I guess. But
Hmm.
I can tell you it is there are, there's smokers going, there's people smoking some of the grouper and things that Clearwater is famous for from a seafood perspective. We got the big giant woks that are out there with rice and seafood and shrimp and stuff getting so the smells are amazing. You see the food coming to life as we have a lot of vendors that are outside in tents. Like I said, the big walks, the big outdoor cooking elements, the smokers. Not we do have some food trucks as well, but it's not the one thing I don't like about the food truck era now is like a lot of that stuff is hidden, you
Yep.
can't see it being made and created in front of you. And so we have a lot of the food vendors. We've worked with some of our real established famous places in Clearwater, like Frenchie's and the Palm
Mm.
Pavilion and all the Baystar restaurants, like coming out and setting up booths, and they all try to kind of one up each other. There's such a competitive seafood environment that they have great looking booths, they have great looking food items. And so, yeah, even if you don't like the blues music, we have a lot of people that just come to shop the food and get
What's
some.
a favorite festival food for you?
Um, it's such a terrible answer, especially for a seafood festival guy. I love the turkey leg. I'm like
There
a
you
turkey leg
go. There
guy.
you go.
Like
Good.
yellow mustard and a turkey leg.
Yeah,
I'm in good shape. Yeah.
that's perfect. That's perfect. Okay, let's talk about the music. You mentioned multiple stages. How is that set up? And then give us some ideas, some samples in the past of the types of music you've had.
Yeah, so while we're called a blues festival, we have a lot of crossover artists with it. So
Good for
it's
you.
not just all traditional blues. We have a lot of kind of rock and blues and soul blues. And so the look and feel of that is we want to be able to really expose good music to people that may not have heard of these artists before. So we've had there's a band, couple of my favorites over the years. A band called St. Paul and the Broken Bones. They've actually toured with a lot more national, well-known
Mhm.
artists lately. We had them probably 6 or 7 years ago, and when I was listening to him, I would have guessed that the guy was like a 300-pound African American, big soulful voice. And then we get him, and he's like this Alabama guy with an accent that just
Yeah,
has this
yeah.
soulful voice. And he's running around, jumping over barricades and stuff on the stage, and then you follow that up with like a Christone Kingfish Ingram, who's just a blues guitar legend already at like the age of 20. And
Right.
so just really musicianship and like putting on a good uh, event. It's not about who has the top single out right now. Like we don't book artists based on like who's charting or anything like that.
Uh-huh.
It's about the musicality in it, like, and putting on a 60 minute or 90 minute, depending on set, like, of just good music, that's enjoyable and family friendly, and exposing people to stuff that they're not going to hear on the radio.
There you go. Very good. Very good. Kris, I thank you for your time. Most importantly today, how do people find out more about what's going on there in Clearwater with the Seablues Festival and other events that you have going on?
Yeah, thanks so much for that. Really, you can do it a few different ways. ClearwaterSeablues.com is a website that will direct to our City of Clearwater events website. But as you said, we have stuff going on in our city every day. So I would just say
There
myclearwaterevents.com.
you go.
It's where we keep a calendar of all the things in our music venues, Ruth Eckerd Hall, the Sound, the Capitol Theater, and Clearwater Beach. Like we have stuff going on all the time. myclearwaterevents.com. Check that out. And hopefully if you're not from here, you'll come and visit us soon.
All right, very good. Real quick, two final questions. These
Yeah.
are just for me because I'm in live music and live entertainment. I always ask these next two questions to have a little bit of fun. Kris, I want to know what's the best concert you've ever been to?
Well, it's going to sound like I'm cheating with this, but the best performance I've ever heard, because
Okay.
I've worked outdoor events and concerts for like 15 years now, so I don't often. Most of the time when people are watching the headliner, like I'm taking the trash out, like I
Correct.
don't often stop. But we had a performer. Her name is Beth Hart. She plays the piano and she's an incredible vocalist. When she started one of her songs, I literally stopped and just watched her for 90 minutes without
Wow.
doing anything else. You could have heard a pin drop. We had 10,000 people, and you could have heard a pin drop. The whole crowd was in the palm of her hand for an hour and a half. Just really kind of emotional, gritty music, and just so that was the best performance I've ever seen. Um, Chris Stapleton, from a concert perspective, he's tough to beat. I mean,
Yeah.
the songwriting and then his vocals and everything is so probably overall concert experience, a Stapleton and Beth Hart from a performance.
Very good. Very good. Kris, thanks so much for being on with us. I appreciate it.
You too. Have a great day.
Thank you too.
All right.
Well, baby,